Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. We've got euphoria out there still. All-time highs for Tesla putting on a show. S&P 500 all-time highs. Crypto names still extremely strong. We've got runners out there that show people are just throwing money and hoping it sticks to the wall, and it is sticking the past few days. So we'll look at some of these runners that are providing significant volatility, and we'll look at commodities. So this is the S&P 500 futures chart on the daily time frame, stair-step pattern, 9 days in a row, blue sky breakout. If you don't know what the stair-step strategy is, look up the YouTube video we've got on the subject. I wouldn't be taking this trade unless it were for a hedge on the stair-step short, because we're in blue sky breakout and the longer term time frame is not dictating that a lower high is the most likely scenario. But we are extremely strong. The monthly bull flag is confirmed. And it's euphoria mode. And all you got to be doing is hanging out in a stock chat room to realize how much euphoria is going on right now. You've got names like DWCA and PENE or BENE and MARK. And now today we're going to look at some other runners. But essentially things are just exploding for multiple hundreds of percent to the upside. And again, it's just a frenzy of bull activity. And everybody's looking for the next place to make big gains. And there's a lot of big gains out there. So S&P 500, watching the pattern of a higher low every day, 4-hour uptrend is our guide, and it has not been lost since the daily trend change confirmed to the bulls. How quickly does that narrative shift? We're talking about monthly consolidation, fear, the possibility of, multiple months of pullback, and you blink and we're at all-time highs again. So, NASDAQ. Earnings are coming out now for the tech sector. This is prime time. Facebook just had earnings. It's up a few percent after hours, maybe 3% or so. They announced some stock buybacks. We've got Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Tesla. No, Tesla already had it, but a lot of tech names. So the NASDAQ just confirmed a daily bull flag. And the only resistance here is the all-time high, the only meaningful resistance. So with a bearish earnings reaction, it's possible we reject if the aggregate of more names report bearish than bullish. But if the trend continues, we're looking at QQQ all-time highs as well. So we'll have to see how Amazon and Apple and all these names give us earnings. But a new daily higher low is set at 372.39. And again, we're looking up at limited resistance before the all-time high. 378.90 is a level here. And then the all-time high, 382.78, not far behind it. IWM, as we keep saying, keep an eye on IWM. It is trying to break out bull. We got over 229.84, not very convincingly, but again, it's a very solid daily uptrend. Every bull move, every bounce is giving us higher lows, with the most recent one on Friday at 225.69. So now after 229.84, there's limited resistance. There's a wall of resistance, but it's all in one concentrated area. And we are about 2.5% away from all-time highs. And the bulls really want to convincingly smash through this triple top in the 233s and 234s. And that would give us a monthly breakout from a 7-month tightening range. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. And today, XLF was red. Not by much, but it was red. So if IWM, largest sector holdings are the financial sector. So if XLF is red and IWM is green, that tells us growth names are the reason that IWM is going up. There are times where growth can be down and XLF is up big and IWM is green. And it's a little bit misleading because normally I associate it, IWM is growth. But that's how I gauge, what's going on. And then you can obviously look at individual names. PLTR, big green day. TAN, the solar sector, big green day after some red on Friday. ARKK, big green day. Bull flag confirmed. Kathy Wood had a good day. Tesla and Coin's breaking out now. She's got a huge coin position, and Tesla certainly, will look at that in a moment. Massive bull break, but growth names, NIO, big green day. Looked like a failed bull flag with the bear break Friday, but a very significant recovery. And again, every move up we get from here on NIO, the probabilities increase for a monthly higher low forming in this equilibrium we're watching. What's Roku doing? Didn't benefit much today, but a lot of growth names did. Financial sector, a little bit red, but a stair-step pattern, higher low every single day, 8 days in a row. Again, just keep it simple. The bulls have absolute control as long as we set a higher low every single day. So that's the pattern to be watching. If we see a bear break of 40.47, we scout an hourly higher low, we scout a daily higher low, and we scout hourly back burner oversold conditions. And look up our back burner video if you don't know what that trade strategy is. There was a 5-minute back burner today, first thing this morning. Dump, 5-minute RSI dropped down into the teens, and then we formed a 2-minute falling wedge with some decent bounces along the way. But after that, it really puttered out. Didn't see a whole lot of follow through. So we'll be watching hourly back burner bounce on XLF, our lead major sector bull, which has hit an all-time high 7 days in a row. Healthcare has been our laggard major sector, and it's staying strong. Closing up at the high here, resistance of 133.29. We know we will need a weekly trend change. So wherever we top out, anything under 137.04, we will look to set a weekly high or low, and then the bulls must confirm the trend change to completely regain control. Because right now we are expecting a weekly lower high is the more likely scenario here. Biotech sector is playing defense, double bottom at 121.76, but look at this quadruple top, 4 out of the last 5 days. 125.03, 125.01, 124.91, and today we broke resistance by 4 pennies into a pullback, so not a convincing break. But it's XBI bulls doing everything they can to form a monthly higher low and hold this base of support. If I'm an XBI bull, I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not performing better with the healthcare sector bouncing notably the last 3 weeks and with IWM up notably the last few weeks. So definitely concerning, but bulls haven't given up yet. And we need to get over 125 more convincingly, and then it's all about 128.28 from there to try and see a longer term shift. But burden of proof remains on the bulls here in the biotech sector. On to commodities now. The dollar, significant bounce today. We will need to confirm a 4-hour trend change as this move is coming off the low. This was a falling wedge as well. Bear breaks with no follow through. We broke support by less than a penny and then by less than a penny again. And the bull break of this falling wedge on the 4-hour time frame. And a really good sign for the metals bulls. Big green day for the dollar. You know, the strongest dollar day that we've seen in the last 2 weeks, essentially. And the metals could have cared less. They had solid green days as well. Daily inside bar, highest close on gold in over a month. And silver daily inside bar as well. Tons of space for a daily higher low to form next time we consolidate. This is a great sign. This is a bullish correlation. Again, we're inverse to the dollar, but it favors the gold and silver bulls. Still watching key weekly resistance on gold. But man, we're in an environment where so many things are bullish and breaking out that it's hard to imagine the metals would fail. Watching close over the next week or two. Miners led the way up, already breaking weekly resistance. Daily inside bar today. And we'll be looking for weekly higher lows in the metals and miners. Wherever that happens, there's now plenty of space to be scouting weekly higher lows. And that's what swing traders that want to have a better risk and reward entry are patiently waiting for at this point. Oil bulls keep pouring it on. New high today. Yes, it looks like a bit of a bearish reversal candle. Notable pullback from that high. But on the daily time frame, anything over 80.79 is a daily high or low. There will be a time to short oil, but I personally am not going to try and nail the top just because I've been cautious oil for a couple weeks at this point. And for me personally, it's already run a lot more significantly than I thought it would. So I'm not going to try and nail the top on a commodity that I don't really trade very often. Just in observation mode and taking notes for future reference. Natural gas. So natural gas, 593. And we are right there at that level. Straight off the low. 4-hour oversold conditions. Hit weekly EMA 12. Scouting a weekly higher low is the most likely scenario. And we bounced right off the weekly EMA 12. We have not changed the daily trend yet back to the bulls, but they've got a ton of space to work with. And this is pretty much the ideal scenario as far as the best case for bouncing off weekly EMA 12. Tons of space for a daily higher low. And that high of 641 is still in the picture if the bulls can confirm a daily trend change with a higher low and higher high. Tesla, congrats bulls. This is just a massive breakout. And you look at a bunch of names, we're going to look at names that have gone up way more than this, 12% on the day. But when you're a $1 trillion company, for that market cap movement, it is massive. Back burner watch, we're going to watch for first 5-minute oversold conditions, scouting an hourly high or low. And it is just beast mode. It's euphoria beast mode. We're looking at 1100 as the next resistance level. We've got a ton of space for an hourly high or low to form. We had a falling wedge this morning. We set a low of the day after a new all-time high. We broke the low of the day by, we held it there by 30 cents. So double bottom, broke the low of the day by 10 cents into a bounce, and then we broke the low of the day by 60 cents into a bounce. It was actually a 90-cent break and then a 60-cent break, which is nothing on a $900 stock. That's a falling wedge. Bear breaks lacking follow-through means scout the other direction. V-shape to a new all-time high, and then the bulls just absolutely kept control from there. We had a stair-step climax top, higher low every 2-minute candle. That pattern broke at 10:33, and we ended up pulling back a good bit from that point. So it was a nice short-term signal using that stair-step strategy, but bulls kept control into the close. 15-minute uptrend, EMA 12 support, right off of it. That was one entry, keeping an eye out for today. 15-minute higher low, EMA 12 support. 2-minute RSI got close to oversold, but not quite there. So I know that Tesla's going to give us significant trading opportunity in both directions because we'll hit a top and we'll pull back 5% plus, but significant trading opportunity for the rest of the week. Crypto names, significant trading opportunity still in play. Daily bull flag for coin, confirmed, without Bitcoin confirming a daily bull flag. So the crypto stocks were notably stronger than Bitcoin all day today. MARA has not confirmed the bull flag yet, but again, massive move off this low. We're talking over 15% from the low of Friday. And that high of resistance, 51.13, is in play. HUT, all-time highs. This is a low cap crypto name. It's got a ton of volatility in both directions. And actually, I take that back. Looks like we got a double top at the all-time high, but we are testing it. TradingView quit on me. So again, this is another name where we can watch for, an hourly back burner trade. When you're in a crypto bullish environment, when you're in a broader market and crypto bullish environment, as a bounce trader, back burner trades are just ATM machines. And you have to have the experience and confidence to go after them. But man, the probability of them working is just so significant. And ETH USD, which is testing all-time highs, Ethereum in the crypto world, the best time to buy over the last week, hourly oversold conditions. We hit hourly oversold, that marks the low, and we then see a bull move of 9% from there. So it's the same way in stocks. And it is a bounce trader's best friend when you've got this kind of euphoria. To go on that note with crypto names, new ticker getting action today, BKKT, news that they're working with MasterCard for crypto payments and all that good stuff. Huge day today, up 234%, and just one of these runners. So to end last week, we were watching these runners of DCAW, again, huge amount of, or DWAC, huge amount of volatility in both directions, thousands of percent, maybe not 800% to the upside. So again, once in a lifetime opportunity is not a phrase that belongs in this stock market because there are so many. We're going to look to pull back. We're going to look to see an hourly oversold bounce. We're going to scout a daily high or low. We're then going to see a bounce once a daily support level is found of 50% plus. Trying to nail that bounce is going to be tricky, but we know that's going to shape up. BENE was another massive runner. Huge move up, huge move down. You got to be cautious. Obviously, high risk and high reward go hand in hand together. PHUN was another one. Massive move up on Friday. So we were trading a bunch of these names, and I cannot stress enough the benefit of trading with the community. I was away midday Friday, and I came home and jumped on the computer, and I saw Lori in the chat room posting about BENE. I've never heard of the stock, never heard of anything about it, but I say, okay, I know we're in a euphoria environment, and tickers are running wild, and so I pulled up the 1-minute time frame, and I was looking for an entry. And I literally was at the computer for 3 minutes before I was in this trade. 1275 was a low. I saw this bounce. I said, all right, well, I'm going to enter a 1 minute higher low. If we hold 1275, we can see a breakout runner. If we lose it, I'll lose a half day maker and I'll be done trading for the day. So I entered in the low 13s and it then ran 50% in like 15 minutes. I'm now in BKKT swinging it. Look at the end of the day move. So we shot up, tightened up here, and at 3:51, I've ended the live stream. I wasn't planning on swinging it. I saw this volume in this bull move, and I entered in my IRA. And again, it's the psychological mindset where I'm saying, I just watched all these runners run on Friday. I watched the names close strong and get pushed up high in extended hours. I know that trick. The bulls do that all the time. So on a name where I normally would never have swung this position, entering at the end of the day to swing this name, never. But because we're in a certain market environment, I did. And I'm now out maybe 60, 65% of this swing position from, I entered at 351. What was the price then? So entered around 29 and then just was selling a little bit 33, a little bit in the 36s. And we're going to look for a gap up open tomorrow. But it's the kind of dumbfounding market environment where in a 9-minute trade, and at this point with extended hours, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, but I just doubled my IRA profit on the year with this one little position. So it can just as easily go, if you're buying at the wrong time and you see those 50% pullbacks. But as far as, active day traders who do this for a living and who are very comfortable, this kind of market environment is just one of those massive opportunities that comes around, just like the Reddit, the massive runs in Reddit names. This is essentially Reddit 2.0, and enjoy it while it lasts, because it's just another phase, it's another cycle, and it won't last. And then we'll feel fear again, maybe not for a while, but crypto euphoria is definitely in the air, and these crypto stocks are helping with that. And this BKKT news and 300% plus bull run are helping with it. If you are a newer trader and you're not capitalizing on this opportunity, don't get down on yourself. Again, that's the whole point of my phrase that once in a lifetime opportunities don't exist in the market, because this happened with Reddit and it happened with Canadian MJ breaking out, and it's happened with crypto twice in the last few years. And we're going to be trading a technology that's going to run thousands of percent anti-gravity technology in 5 years. We have no idea. But as long as there are markets, these kinds of opportunities will present themselves. And it is up to you to, if you're new, to observe and be ready for the next one. I know a bunch of traders, the crypto 2017, they made a bunch of money. They gave it all back. And then they hit the grindstone and they learned. And they're killing it this time around because they learned their lessons years ago and they were prepared for the second opportunity. And again, there's going to be more opportunities. The psychedelic space is going to blue sky breakout euphoria social media run. I don't know if it's this year or in 3 years from now, but it will happen. I know it will. I'm 98% sure of that. The USMJ sector is going to break out and run when we get uplistings or federal legalization or whatever it's going to be. So again, learn the technical analysis, accrue capital. Don't worry if you're missing the in the now opportunity, because the next opportunity is right around the corner, and this game is dumbfounding as far as the opportunities it presents. That's all I got. Do good things. We'll see you tomorrow. This fig tree on its second year is putting out a ton of fruit. Been able to eat a lot of these fresh figs. Something I didn't really have until I was in my later 20s. Didn't have these growing up, but it's definitely one of my favorite fruits. And I'm very glad I planted a bunch of fig trees. This is lettuce that I didn't plant any of. You can see it's here as well. But if you remember, there was Dr. Seuss lettuce here, just big overgrown things that I let go. And they dropped all their seeds. So got a nice fall crop of lettuce without having to do a thing. And I did plant radishes in there as well. So there are a few beets. And this is carrots that I planted a few weeks ago. These carrots definitely love this time of year and weather a lot more than the summer. Got Brussels sprouts, some onions, cabbage. I'm just letting the weeds do most of their thing. That is cilantro. I'm going to cover with fabric this year. Last year I didn't do much and I let the weeds just do their thing, and in the spring it was not fun getting all those roots up. So I am going to cover these with fabric and some stone and just make it a lot easier to work next spring.